In this video, we'll take a look at public logs and find some DPS and support setups. So we'll go to this menu here, and we can see we have all our trials. If we click to the right here on Rockroll, it'll expand and show all our bosses. In this case, we do want to take a look at the top parses, so we will do rankings, and that'll show the top logs, or we do all reports, and that'll show most recent reports. We want to see the best of the best, so we'll go to rankings, and this will be for all bosses. We can go here and change this to damage if we're looking for damage dealer setups. And we want to select between veteran or veteran hard mode, depending on what we are running. There can be some differences and similarities between the two in terms of bar setups and skill setups, but it would be best if we're running veteran to look at the veteran setups. We want to choose our class over here, so we'll do Dragon Knight Magicka DPS, and we'll leave it as its most recent patch and showing both EU and NA regions. This will be just the top players, and down here we have it by boss. So we can see the item sets they're using. We can see they're running Barses, Kilt, Zogvin, and we can see the skills that they're running as well. So generally if you see the same skill on all bars, such as this Venomous Claw and the Whip, that's something you definitely don't want to take off your bars. Other skills like Flame Rune or Caltrops, you can see not all players are running it, so that might be an area where you are flexible and can make a decision on what you want to run. You do also want to take care that these being optimized groups, they may be running something that you are not running or that your supports are not giving you. So, for example, they are likely running ultimate pots. As you can see, they have their major crit on their back bar, as well as their Flames of Oblivion front bar for major crit there. So if you're not running ultimate pots, you would obviously not need to have this Inner Light or Camo Hunter on the back bar because you can put another skill on there. So potentially you'd want to run Caltrops and your Flame Rune in place of that major crit source. Because obviously you would be running spell power pots or weapon power pots depending on if you're stam or mag. And we can scroll down and see the different bosses here. And what I like to do is select a player that's high up on both of these. So you can see Oak here. He has top parse for both Basse and for Oax. And we can see what changed between his bars. So we can see one thing he changed is he put Force Pulse on instead of, looks like he took off the Deadly Cloak here. So maybe he's running double Destro Staff. So let's see. No, he's still running daggers, but he obviously wanted some sort of range damage dealing for Basse. And we can also do this for other players to get more of an idea of what might change between your setups on different bosses. And as you saw just a moment ago, I expanded here, and we can see the skills, and we already saw the skills up here, but we can see them again to actually see the names of the skills, and we can see the gear that they are running. And let's go ahead and take a look at a support setup. So go over to, let's say, a Warden Healer, just for example. And I find the best way is to sort it by speed. So obviously your more high-end groups would be a little bit quicker on these bosses. So again, it's split up between the 3 different bosses, and we can see their top sets. And we can also do, as we do with the DPS, expand for more information on the sets that they are running. And we can see the skills that they're running here. So we can look at the similarities and differences. Of course, everybody is running our Combat Prayer, Healing Springs. Most are running this Wall of Elements, Frost Cloak, and many are running the bugs. We can see that that's one area that there is some differences here, and usually that's because of the group comps. So you obviously want to know a little bit more about what other players in the group are running. So let's take this one, for example. They are not running bugs. So let's see why not. We'll click on their name. It'll bring us to the log for that entire trial. And we can go to the summary tab and see what setups everybody is running. So let's scroll down and we notice there's a second Warden Healer, and that's why only one of them is running bugs. You don't need a second source of that. You might also see that they have a Warden DPS in some cases running bugs as well, or another source of minor vulnerability. So you do want to keep in mind what other players are running in the group whenever you're deciding on your bar setups as well.